Good afternoon. In this presentation, I'm going to be suggesting an alternative view on the topic of AI implementation. Our agenda is as follows. First, I'll start with context and give important definitions used throughout the presentation. Then I'll talk about the connections to the stimulus material. And then I'll give a counter-argument or the stigma of AI implementation and follow up with a rebuttal of the counter-argument, and then give my position and lastly a conclusion. To start, what is AI? When we talk about AI, we're talking about artificial intelligence. For this presentation, AI can be defined as a computer system able to perform tasks that normally require active human input. Artificial intelligence is found in a wide variety of fields, including navigational aids, home assistants, and chatbots. When we refer to AI implementation, we are referring to artificial intelligence's integration into new industries or increased use in current industries. With technological advancements in recent years, artificial intelligence has become widely used around the world. In a study conducted by Niraj Chokshi, a journalist at the New York Times, she found that 5 out of 6 Americans use a product that features AI. This study undoubtedly illustrates just how widespread AI has become. Now the issue. When regarding employment, AI poses deadly threats to millions of people's jobs. According to James Baudet, head of the Department of Economics at NECMED University, around 15% of the global workforce, or around 400 million workers, could be displaced by automation during the period 2060 to 2030. This statistic gives reason for the massive stigma circulating around AI's implementation, and this has resulted in the general public being under the impression that AI implementation will be bad for society. Before we move further into the issue, let's address the connection to the stimulus materials. In former President Franklin Roosevelt's 1933 inaugural address, he addresses 2 main problems that America was facing in the context of the Great Depression. One problem was unemployment. The Great Depression resulted in many people being unable to find work, and to paraphrase, many were scared to make any changes. To this, Roosevelt makes an argument that the best thing America could do was strive for change. When considering AI implementation, we can see the same threat of unemployment as well as uncertainty as what to do next. Applying Roosevelt's logic to the situation, the best thing we can do is strive for change. Next, in an article titled Moral Courage and Intelligent Disobedience, written for the Interagency Journal, next, in an article titled Moral Courage and Intelligent Disobedience, written for Interagency Journal, the article makes an argument that more people need to come forward to decry and stand against immoral, unethical, or illegal behavior, or just plain wrong orders that will cause avoidable failures and harm. In short, this argument supports the stigma based around AI implementation by suggesting possible harm related to AI is enough reason to discourage it from the start. This well-known stigma arises from a misunderstanding of the issue, along with an ethical debate about AI that will be discussed in the coming slides. It was these connections that led me to my research question to debunk the stigma of AI implementation and to find what is the best solution for humanity. And again, this stigma originates from a concern about unemployment in the future. As seen in the pictures on the right, AI is currently replacing drivers, graphic designers, and even lawyers. With this in mind, a common response is to wonder, is my job next? When we talk about ethics, we can further see people's concerns. Employers have numerous reasons to hire machines over employees. Machines are always on time, reliable in their outputs, and only require maintenance costs to keep working, costing companies significantly less than hiring human workers. The question and main counter-argument is, with all the implications that AI implementation imposes, can it be considered ethical to support it? When answering this in the form of a rebuttal of this counter-argument, there are many points acknowledged that discredit the stigma. First, artificial intelligence will create and expand many sectors of employment. According to MIT research Georgios Petropoulos, AI implementation will increase the demand for labor in industries that develop due to technological progress. In other words, any industries that benefit from technology, for example, the service industry, will only grow further with AI implementation. And on a different perspective, Limiting technological advancements will keep humans stagnant in current living conditions. Limiting AI means limiting the potential of medical and industrial industries that can make serious changes for the better of humanity. To take this a step further, Petropolis says that not only will there be more employment opportunities, but these opportunities will be diverse in who can apply for them. We can expect to see an increase in low-skilled employment, especially in the service industries, which occupations include but are not limited to jobs like servers, janitors, flight attendants, and event planners. Roland Rust, a medical doctor at the University of Maryland, also supports this perspective. Rust and Petropolis agree that we can expect AI to replace redundant tasks and skill jobs and place more time for professionals in others that require human input, essentially transforming occupations rather than limiting them. Now, perspectives. I have two perspectives where I'll focus on the impacts that two industries face with AI implementation. Those two are radiation oncology and banking. Focusing on the impacts in radiation oncology, which works with oncologists to provide expert care during radiation therapy. According to Corman Stein and colleagues, who are all oncologists at Ayers University Hospital, AI has completely automated some redundant and time-consuming tasks, assisted in critical tasks, and overall increased efficiency and accuracy in terms of results. The picture on the right displays one of the newer technological advancements presented by the American Oncology Institute, Ethos, a machine that uses artificial intelligence to create and adapt treatment plans and is a prime example of what this technology looks like. To recap total effects and benefits, we can see all the tasks that AI has automated: image reconstruction, registration, segmentation, along with treatment planning, data mining, and error identification. As a result, Stein acknowledges development of new treatment plans, improved consistency and quality, and an overall transformation in the workload of radiation oncologists. In a different perspective, we see a different but nonetheless positive impact throughout the industry. According to Penny Crossman, an executive at American Banker with backgrounds in bank systems and technology, 70% of front office jobs will be dislocated by AI, 485,000 tellers, 219,000 customer service representatives, and 174,000 loan interviews and clerks. This data is presented in the graph to the right and illustrates the massive perceived layoffs AI will impose. Despite this threat of unemployment, bank employees believe that AI implementation is necessary and will even benefit the industry. According to an Accenture study consisting of 1,300 bank employees, 67% believe AI will improve their work-life balance, and 57% believe it will expand their career. When we look at the impacts, Crossman notes that in some instances we can expect a gain in occupations, along with significant increases in revenue and productivity. So, what can we take away? The two main points to acknowledge are AI's benefits across the majority of modern industries, along with the fact that it can be considered ethical. With these considerations, we can understand the reality of AI implementation and understand that it's something to support and not discourage. And here are my work cited.
All right. First question. What information did you need that you weren't able to find or locate?
Can you repeat the question?
Mm-hmm. What information did you need that you weren't able to find or locate?
So when I was researching, I had a hard time, I definitely had a hard time finding some information, and specifically, I had a hard time finding like specific impacts on industries because of AI. And what I did was I went through numerous sources, and I had to narrow down my sources to find certain industries that gave these impacts. And that's where I found Corman Stein and Penny Crossman, who were both talking about the impacts in their respective industries, that being banking and radiation oncology. And once I found those, I decided to stick with them because they were the leading sources I found that gave the most information for my research.
Thank you. Second question. What are the implications of your findings to the community?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. What are the implications of your findings to the community?
Well, I feel like the issue of artificial intelligence is more relevant now than ever, especially in my community. So my evidence is from local sources. So for example, in my Penny Crossman source, she cites an Accenture study consisting of 1,300 bank employees, and I use that data to present how employees welcome and they want artificial intelligence in their banks. And the Accenture study is actually from a bank in Wayne, Arkansas. So I think the fact that it's local, it suggests that other banks in Arkansas would see similar results. And for my community, it suggests that it has a higher chance of working compared to if this was a bank in France.
Thank you.